Good day everyone. I am Clarence Jace M. Robledo from Group 8 and I am reporting Love and Country. So, country, state, and government. Country, either the land, the people, and the government of the state. So in the country there is land, people, state. Land refer to its motherland or fatherland. People, ourselves. A community unified by the same ideas. State, social contract among group of people binding themselves towards their common welfare. Nature of state, defined as a perfect natural union of families, established for the common temporal good under a definite government. So there first is natural society, expressive of human nature. Perfect society is a complete in itself and does not require a higher form of society to regulate its function. Union of families takes the family the basic unit. Common temporal good. Primary purpose is physical survival and prosperity. Definite government determines authority, rule of law. So types of government. Monarchy, a government conducted by a single person in the public interest. Tyranny, a government conducted by a single person primarily for his own private interest. Aristocracy, a government conducted by a majority in the public interest. Oligarchy, a government conducted by a majority primarily for their own interest. Polity, a government conducted by the majority of the people for the public interest. Democracy, a government conducted by a majority of the people primarily for their own interest. So democracy and communism. Frank Schied points out that the conflict lies in their opposing view about man's nature. Democracy assumes that dignity of man and respects human rights as inalienable. Communism regards man as tool of the state in establishing a classless society.
Good day everyone. So for today's report, I will be reporting Love in the Country for the topic Duties of Citizen, Nationalism, Subversion and Rebellion, COP Data, Internationalism, and Nationalism. So let's start. Duties of Citizen. We may draw from the state policies and the general duties of the citizen insular as he is a member of the state. So first, to preserve the integrity of the state and to protect it from enemies from within and from without. So first duties, upang mapreserba ang integridad at maprotektahan ang ating bansa laban sa mga kaaway. Second duties, to respect and accept duties constituted authority and to abide by the laws of the land. So, second duties, bilang isang citizen, kailangan nating respetuhin at tanggapin ang mga responsibilidad at sundin ang mga batas na pinatupad sa ating bansa. Third duties, to contribute and support public works and service through payment of taxes. So, isa rin ng ating tungkulin ay magbigay kontribusyon at suporta sa mga trabahong mayroon ng publiko at mga serbisyo sa pamamagitan ng pagbabayad ng buwis. Fourth duties, to promote personal hygiene and environmental sanitation. So, bilang mamamayan ng ating bansa, kailangan natin na pangalagaan ang ating kalikasan para sa maayos at malinis na kapaligiran. So, fifth duties, to contribute to progress and prosperity through honest work and industry. So, ang tungkulin natin ay nagsasabing kailangan natin magbigay kontribusyon para sa pag-unlad ng ating bansa sa pamamagitan ng maayos na trabaho. So, 6 duties. To secure peace and order, respecting by the rights of others. So, bilang mamayan ng ating bansa, kailangan natin respetuhin ang karapatan ng ibang tao. 7 duties. To fight oppression and denounce inequality. So, kailangan natin labanan ang pang-aapi at huwag hayaang manatili ang di pagkakapantay-pantay nating lahat. 8 duties. To develop oneself through education and to acquire a skill contributory to the progress of the society. Bilang mamayan ng bansa, kailangan nating paunlarin ang ating kaalaman sa pamamagitan ng edukasyon nang sa ganun makatulong tayo sa ating bansa gamit ang ating kaalaman. So, 9 duties. To render public service efficiently and honestly. Bilang mamamayan ng bansa, kailangan natin na magbigay ng serbisyong mahusay at matapat. So, 10 duties. To exercise vigilance and fight abuses of public officials. Nararapat ding labanan natin ang pag-aabuso ng ibang opisyal nang sa ganon di nila magawa ang lahat ng maling gawain. Nationalism is a moral value that sums up one's love for the country and countrymen. Nationalism o pagkamakabansa ay ang ideya at gawaing mahawak sa isang nasyon, at ang nasyonalismo ay ang pagiging makabayan at ito rin ang nagpapakita ng pagmamahal sa bayan. So, according to Horacio de la Cuesta says that nationalism is two things. It first an ideology that is a concept of what the nation is, what it can be, and what it ought to be. Second, commitment that is recognized and accepted duty to help develop and to help defend one nation to convince. He defines a nation as a people with a common political allegiance. This allegiance comes from the tradition, consensus, and compact. So, according to Horacio de la Cuesta, ang nasyonalismo, una, ito ay ang konsepto kung ang isang nasyon at kung ano ang magagawa nito at maibibigay. Pangalawa, commitment. Commitment, tumatanggap sa mga tungkulin upang tulungan na umunlad ang isang bansa at depensahan ito. Tradition. Shared histories, experience from which a nation derives its principles and values. So, ang tradisyon ay ang mga impormasyon o doktrina o mga kagalian na pasalinsalin mula sa mga magulang tungo sa mga anak at pinagmula ng mga prinsipyo at halaga ng bansa. Pangalawa, consensus. Shared understanding of what nation and its purpose clarifies the distinction between the common good and private interests, rights and duties, personal and national identity. So, ang consensus, ito ay ang pagbabahagi ng mga kaalaman kung ano ang isang nasyon at ang layunin nito. Third, compact. Shared agreement among the citizens based on the tradition and consensus, and implicit in the notion of citizenship. Ito ay mga kasunduang base sa mga tradisyon at consensus. The kanya-kanya syndrome. The Bayanihan spirit is the antidote to the selfishness of kanya-kanya mentality. So, two faults that drain our human resources. First, colonial mentality. Depletes our national pride, relegating ourselves to comer of the backseat. So, ang colonial mentality, ito ay ang pag-iisip kung saan mas nabibigyan natin o mas natatangkilik natin ang ibang kultura ng ibang bansa. Crab mentality renders us contentious and contumelious. We waste too much time and efforts debating or arguing how to downgrade a person or an idea. We fear the success of others and we would rather see us fail than have someone else be declared a winner. So, crab mentality. Kaugalian kung saan hinihila natin ang iba sa pag-unlad at ito ang kaugaliang di magiging masaya na makita ang iba na maging successful. Subversion and rebellion. Means of grabbing power, worst manifestation of crab mentality from a legitimate authority. So, subversion, an act intended to discredit, weaken, or overthrow an established government. So, ang subversion ay nangangahulugang pagkuha ng kapangyarihan sa mga taong may sapat na karapatan o otoridad. It is immoral, first, when it has no moral basis or justification. So, nagiging immoral ito kung wala itong moral na basihan o sapat na katwiran. Second, when the means employed are immoral, such as lies or destruction of properties. Kung ang pangangulugan nito ay pawang kasinungalingan o nakakasira ng ari-arian. Third, when its aim is contrary to the dictates of reason. And fourth, when it brings more harm than good. So, rebellion. Rebellion taking up of arms to overthrow an existing government. So, ang rebellion ay ang pagkuha ng mga bagay o paggawa ng mga bagay na ikasisira o ikababagsak ng isang bansa. COP data. COP data is a mutiny or disobedience to lawfully constituted authority, an attempt to grab power from the people themselves since such power resides in the people and on one else. So ito ay isang pag-aasa o pagsuway sa legal na batas na binuo ng otoridad. Isa ito patatangkang agawin ang kapangyarihan sa isang tao. Catholic Bishops' Conference in a pastoral letter condemns first, there is a manifested long-standing tyranny against the fundamental rights of the people and harm to the common good of the country. So una, mayroong ipinakitang matagal ng paniniil laban sa pangunahing mga karapatan ng mga tao at makasama sa karaniwang kabutihan ng bansa. Second, when all peaceful means to resolve the problem had been tried and exhausted. Kapag ang lahat ng mga paraan ay ginawa na ngunit wala pa ring gumagana. Third, when there is a reasonable or well-founded hope of success. So, kapag mayroong isang makatwiran o matatag na progresong tagumpay. Fourth, when the good to be obtained is proportionate to the damage and harm and would be inflicted. So, kapag ang mabuting nakukuha ay katimbang sa pinsala at pinsala na maaaring ipataw. Internationalism and Nationalism. According to Jacques Licoric, that international integration is the unity of human race, of in the sense that all men should have the same nature, but in the sense that all men have an effect on each other throughout the whole world. But if they affect each other, then they ought to coordinate their actions, or this mutual reaction will end in fighting, as often happens. So, base kay Jacques Licoric, ang international integration ay ang pagkakaisa ng mga tao na dapat ang lahat ay mayroong pareho na kalikasan, ngunit kung sila ay nakakapekto sa bawat isa, dapat nilang iugnay ang kanilang mga aksyon. Renato Constantino, internationalism is a feeling kinship with the peoples of the world, not with the rules or their governments. Nationalism, the seed of internationalism. So according to Renato, ang internationalism ay isang pakiramdam ng pagkakamag-anak sa mga tao hindi dahil sa kanilang tungkulin o pamamahala. Ang nationalism ay binhi ng internationalism. So that's all my report. Thank you.